Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are Matt and Abby, and before we go ahead and get started, be sure you subscribe and hit the like button, especially if you want to see more content like this. Today we are doing a video all about what it's like being married young, and we asked you guys on our Instagrams to give us some questions to answer in this video, and so we'll be answering those questions right now.
I just want to give a disclaimer personally because I just want to say we can only speak for our experience, and we are by no means an authority on the topic of young marriage at all. But we just want to share our experience because it's something we're really passionate about, and people have started getting married older and older, and I don't think that's bad, but I just definitely don't think that that is the only good option.
But let's get into the questions.
Okay.
First one, what is it, babe?
Yeah, we'll start off with a juicy one.
Okay.
Do you regret not waiting? And I think this person meant, like, do you regret not waiting until later in life to get married?
No, we do not regret for 1 second our decision to get married in college. I'm 21, Abby's 21, but when we got engaged, Abby was 19 and I was 20, and people were like, what the heck is going on? Like, people, I remember my mom would get stopped in the grocery store by people that knew us and would say, like, is Matt really engaged? Like, he's really young. And so people were kind of shocked about that, but we just knew, and we went for it. And I'm very happy we made that decision.
So then the next part of that question is, what's the biggest downfall about it? Okay, I would say the biggest downfall to getting married, like, during college or very young, is that ultimately, like, at that point, you need to prioritize your marriage over other relationships. Mm-hmm. Now, that doesn't mean you can't still spend a lot of time with friends and hang out together in big groups of friends. I still have sleepovers with my girlfriends and, like, all that, but your spouse is the priority. Yeah. And so sometimes that means, like, maybe I can't hang out as long as I'd want to or do every single thing that my friends are doing. And obviously I'm not living with my girlfriends anymore like I was. So I would say that's the biggest downfall, but all that to say, like, I'm still very happy with my decision to marry you at this point in my life.
Yeah, I would completely agree. You are giving up part of, I guess, what the typical college experience is. Oh, yeah. But I would argue I'm so much happier in this experience than I would be on the latter.
We still are getting a college experience. This is just what the college experience looks like for us.
It's different for us, and we're loving it.
So how do you manage to plan a wedding while you had school? I mean, I don't know if we can either
we really can't answer that because Abby's mom actually really liked kind of the wedding planning and everything, and she was a huge blessing in that she took over and really did it for us. I didn't do a whole lot. My big job was buying the fireworks that we blew off at our wedding at the end of the ceremony.
Like a huge planner, and I also like didn't have like the Pinterest board ideas of wedding stuff. Like, that wasn't really on my radar. I honestly had never been in a wedding until I was the bride in my own wedding, and I had been to like a handful of weddings, but I really had not envisioned this big day. I was mostly focused on marriage. All that to say, like, people that are really interested in wedding planning, like, I commend you. It just wasn't something I was really interested in, so I was super blessed to have a mom that was all on board with planning that. What is it like managing school while adjusting to marriage?
Yeah, that can be a lot, actually. We noticed in our relationship with school and then work too, and then YouTube, even though we like literally have not made a single cent off our channel at this point, YouTube takes a lot of time, and we wanted just to kind of have a channel to share our life with you guys, and that's been so much fun, especially since we come from a theatrical background and we like to be creative in what we do, so it's a fun creative outlet for us after we changed our majors.
Yeah.
But what was the question again? But yes, it is a lot. It really is. And so we have to be on top of it. We have to prioritize our marriage in the midst of the chaos because we are busy people, and we have to make sure that we're spending time with one another.
And I will say that, like, any stage of life is going to have its distractions from your marriage. Mm-hmm. And so that's just what ours is right now. And, you know, the next season of our life, it'll look different. And next season, it'll look different. It's just all about making sure you're prioritizing your spouse and, minimizing those distractions. Okay, I like this one. Have you had to make any big compromises so far in your marriage / how did you handle it? So I would say the biggest compromise we've made, I don't know, maybe you can disagree. The biggest compromise we made probably happened before our marriage when we were planning to get married.
Yeah.
So, like, we began college freshman year as we were both theater majors. I was an acting major. Well, you were an acting major.
I was an acting major.
So we started looking into the future of what that was going to look like, how that would look like specifically for us as a duo, and talked to some people and realized that necessarily wasn't a life that we intended on living, and we valued family and each other more than a career.
Yeah.
That might not be the case for everybody, and that's
Yeah.
totally fine. But the nature of that kind of career was more of a selfish one where you have to kind of chase the jobs where they go. And we knew that we wanted to prioritize one another and spend time with each other and have a family one day.
Yeah.
So we realized that our career didn't necessarily line up with our intentions for our life.
We had both, from like the day we were born, essentially always said, we want to be on Broadway. We want to be performing and doing shows
and
movies
TV
and TV shows. Like, we were so focused on the arts, and that's how we met, through the arts. And so leaving the arts, that was a huge switch for us. And I talked to some people that were like, there were times in my career where I did not see my spouse for 3 months. And I was like, I just personally can't do that. I cannot just not wake up to you every day and see your beautiful face.
Oh,
and
stop
it's like I need that. Like, I need my best friend in my life. And so I realized I think I would be in more pain if I farted. I think I'd be in more pain if I followed my career dream, but wasn't able to see my best friend every single day.
Yeah, I will say, like, our dreams changed when we were with each other.
Yeah.
That sounds super cheesy, but I mean, it's true. And it was a relatively easy sacrifice to make, though, because I think that, like, love and sacrifice kind of go hand in hand, and it's not really a bad thing. It was easier than I would have ever thought before knowing you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of questions about finances. Maybe we
Finances.
should do a whole video on this.
Yeah, okay. We'll do a whole entire video on finances because I have a lot to say about that. I almost even started a finance channel on YouTube. How does money work? How do we afford this? What does that look like? We'll have to make another video about finances.
I think a lot of people want to know about that, and that makes sense because,
Yeah.
of course, it's irresponsible to get married if you're not financially ready for
yeah,
it. So,
yeah.
I think we should make that a whole video because we have a lot to say about that. Okay, I like this one. How did your parents react to you wanting to get married so young?
I'll be real with you guys. I've always been kind of a little rebellious in some areas. And in high school, when Abby and I started dating the summer before our senior year, it was like within a few months that I said, hey, Mom and Dad, what if I married Abby this summer? And they just were like, what the They were
Wait,
like,
before your senior year?
no, like during my senior year. Like
Oh.
a few months into dating, I was like, I know I want to get married to Abby. What do you guys think about this? And they're like, that's crazy. And right from that moment, my dad was like, Matt, you need to go to college, get your degree. Once you get your degree and you've graduated college, then you can get married. And I have great parents and loving parents who want the best for me. And I kind of was a little rebellious and said, I think I want to marry her like this summer, knowing that we weren't going to get married that soon. But I wanted to plant a seed of just kind of, what is Matt going to do so that later on, when I wanted to get married, which is really more of in college, they wouldn't be as pushed back. Do you want to talk about what that looked like with your parents?
Yeah, they definitely were not necessarily the most on board with it. I definitely respect my parents, and I think that it's really important, like, if your parents share some feelings of, like, not wanting you to move forward like that, then to listen to them and really think about it and contemplate it for yourself.
Absolutely.
But ultimately, like, your decision to get married is your own. I don't think it was disrespectful for me to still continue to get married, and they love Matt so much, and they did the most for our wedding. Like, our wedding was amazing and over the top, but there definitely were some hard times, and I definitely felt like their pushback really made me reconsider things, and I'm grateful for it because it really made me consider, like, why do I want to get married at this time? And it really made me, like, dig deep and think and talk with Matt, have some serious conversations about why we want to move forward and is this the right thing. So
Yeah.
I think that no matter what, like, that's a very big decision to make, and I would definitely, like, listen to a lot of wise counsel and people that have a lot of experience, your parents, your grandparents, people in your church, people in your community, like, anyone you can talk to and take their advice seriously.
Oh,
and
we
then
did.
ultimately we realized what the right decision was for us.
Yeah, and we communicated that, and there was a little uncertainty at first, but it worked out, and we had our parents obviously there at the wedding. They were supportive of that. I mean, there was some hesitancy, but I think looking back, like, everyone recognizes, hey, this was the right decision, and we're very happy. We know we made the right decision, and our parents support that, and so we're very blessed.
Yeah, and I will say, like, if you have a set pattern in your head of, like, going to high school, going to college, getting your career, and then getting married, I would just really challenge that pattern and think, like,
Yeah.
why do we follow this necessarily? And, is that the right thing for me? I like this question.
What is it?
What is the minimum/maximum number of kids y'all have agreed upon?
Should I
I
answer
think we
it?
might get two different answers.
We might get two different answers here.
No, it's all, I mean,
You
I
get-
think that we have no set plan.
Yeah.
We know that we want to have kids.
But we also want to adopt and hopefully foster. Like, that's a big...
Yeah, I meant that too. I was
Yeah,
including
yeah.
that. So, I don't know. I say, like, my range has always been 3 to 5.
Yeah. I can definitely tag on with that.
We don't really know.
We don't know. We have so many open ends to this.
2 to
so-
10?
Yeah. Oh
I'm
my
joking.
gosh. 2 to 10.
I'm joking. Wow. Was it difficult to afford a wedding at such a young age? We kind of already talked about
Yeah.
this.
Well, that was a huge blessing. Abby's parents covered the cost of the wedding, so that was awesome. But if that's like a huge hurdle, like if you should get married, like if that's what's right for you, and maybe you have to pay for it yourself. If we were in that situation, we would have just gotten married and had something maybe in a gymnasium.
A wedding will be successful if at the end of the day, you two are married.
Yeah.
It's...
Yes.
That's all
Yes.
that matters, really.
As long as at the end of the day we're married, like
It was
we
a
will be happy.
success, and it
a
was
success.
beautiful.
Yes.
What have other people said/done when they find out you're a young married couple?
Oh, this is a good one. Obviously, we're married, so we wear rings. You can see mine here. I got a nice little rubber one because it's comfortable and I don't have to take it off when I work out. I like the rubber ring. People see my ring, and sometimes I'll get comments like, "Why do you are you married?" Like, and I'm like, "Yeah." Like, especially in classes. And one time I had someone say like, "That's a great decision. Why did you jump the gun? What's up with the order? Like, you kind of messed up the order there." And I'm like, "Well, actually, I mean, I found my best friend, and we decided that marriage is the best decision for us in this stage of life." And so, yeah, it can be kind of hurtful sometimes when people say judgy things like that. And I have been hurt. I think Abby's been hurt before too by different, comments.
Very few.
But-
I haven't had very many.
But not as many as we thought. Like that's pretty rare. We actually get a lot more of, "Oh my gosh, like my husband and I got married when we were 17 or something."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we hear those stories all the time. We just did not know that there were people out there who got married at a young age. It's just kind of funny. We've learned a lot since we
Yeah.
got married.
I will say, like, if someone makes a negative comment, it doesn't bug me that much because, first of all, like, I'm very secure in the decision we made. And, and clearly those people probably don't know us very well if they're making
Yeah.
comments. Which I will say, hardly anybody has said anything negative. Most of it's been very
Exactly.
positive and
Yep.
sweet. And honestly kind of over-glamorizing it in a way. It said, when did you know? Was it like an aha moment or was it a gradual, let's make a life together?
Well, should I tell them the story before
What?
we were even dating? So it was not an aha moment. Maybe it was for you.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it wasn't. So Abby and I knew each other. We were friends for a while. We were at a show together, and we both happened to be at the show, and we decided to sit next to each other. And this was...
No.
What?
Our moms were trying to set us up.
Oh, okay.
And so my mom had a ticket with me and your mom had a ticket with you, and then they traded tickets. So they'd be sitting together
yeah.
and we'd be sitting together, separate from them.
Okay, so that's what happened. So our moms kind of set us up, and we're in the middle of the show, and it's intermission, and I see some friends
Can
who
I
are...
preface this by saying I had a massive crush on him?
Yeah, Abby had a massive crush on me. I did not know that. I was just kind of living my life. I saw some buddies who were like really close to the stage, and they're like, "Dude, we have an open seat. You want to sit with us?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so I went and sat really close to the stage and made that decision during intermission, but I couldn't find Abby to tell her that I moved up, and so I just kind of
Did you try very hard?
I don't know if I did. It was definitely bad, and I actually texted her. I DM'd her the very next day saying, "Hey, I'm so sorry for leaving you in the dust last night."
That was like when we just got Instagram too.
Yeah, this was like right when
So
Instagram...
I didn't read it for a really long time, and I was just like...
It was so new. So that was that a year or 2 years before we started dating? Was that a
I don't
year?
know, I think it's a year before we started dating.
Yeah, so definitely not an aha moment. But for me, we were in a rehearsal that the summer we started dating in 2016. It was June. And I just realized, like, wow, she is such a beautiful girl, and she's so sweet and so kind to people and such a sweetheart. And I was thinking, man, I've never asked a girl out before. I need to try to ask this chick out because
you have to expand on
she's a
this in another
sweetie.
video.
So many more videos to come.
But yeah, I would definitely say it was gradual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not love at your first sight. It just didn't happen. But we're very much in love and super, super happy with our decision.
How did you guys keep your relationship intentional and not just become friends? That's a good one.
We still pursue each other. I mean, Abby takes really good care of me. She knows that I love food, and so she makes
gosh.
she makes like delicious food for me all the time.
Big change from dating to marriage is that you spend a lot of time together, but all that time isn't necessarily drawing you closer to one another.
Yeah.
So I think that is about the importance of being intentional with our time, and we've really tried to work on this. We're not perfect at this. We've had to redefine the word intentional. What does that look like?
Exactly.
And I think it's just time that's set aside where it's just us, and that can be hard. And like we said, you're balancing probably working and school and all these things. We're balancing all those things, but also being just friends is really not bad at all. That's gonna create a lasting relationship. I feel like 2% of our life together looks like a romance movie, and about the rest of it just looks like friendship. I think that's probably the most important thing to creating a lasting relationship.
Those romantic things are going to be good with your best friend. As best friends, all that has fell into place and been awesome because of our friendship and because of our love for one another.
And did you both know you wanted to get married at this age? So basically, I never intended on getting married this young.
Oh, no.
I definitely thought that I was going to be, single into my 30s, just working on my career.
I'll tell you what, though. When I was in high school, I just thought to myself, I'm like, if I'm not married by the time I'm 25, I'm going to die. I don't even know. That sounds, yeah, okay, anyway. But it just happened. We didn't plan this. It just kind of worked out. And
I will say, we did date intentionally. I wouldn't have dated Matt if I didn't see him possibly as a future husband in the far off future. When we started dating, I can't say that I was oh yeah, I'm for sure gonna marry Matt. Definitely wasn't for until we dated for a few months. I don't know when that moment exactly was. Like we said, it happened gradually. But I wouldn't have dated Matt if I didn't think that he could potentially be a future husband for me.
Mm-hmm. Something that was funny is when I started dating you, I almost felt like I needed to be making the decision, would I completely marry this person tomorrow if I wanted to? And that kind of idea freaked me out. And I actually almost broke up with Abby within a month of dating because I was thinking too much about that. I was letting the fear of marriage pull me back from just the joy and the fun of our friendship. Yeah, you need to be dating someone intentionally for marriage, but at the same time, don't let the marriage part freak you out so much to where you're like me and you almost break up.
Yeah, you're very, few in that. People mostly just, a lot of people, just date for fun. Yeah. It says you should discuss having boundaries with family and doing things on your own.
Yes. So let me just tell you this. This Christmas was chaotic for us in marriage because we were all over the place. We were back and forth and in 7 different cities within a week. It was crazy. And we tried to be at every single family event and be fully present, be fully there. And man, that was just stressful. And so I think, we learned from that, hey, we need to be intentional about our time with our family, but at the same time, we can't please everyone 100% all the time, and we need time just to relax.
A major thing I'm learning in marriage is about oneness. And so that means I have oneness with Matt even when I have conversations with my mom or my dad or with your family. When people ask me a question, instead of being quick to say yes, saying I'm going to talk to Matt about it.
Yeah.
Or saying we'll talk about it together and then we will let you know what we decide. It's about respecting your spouse and going to them before, signing them up for something or saying you'll be there for sure.
I think that was a great answer.
And I think that our parents have been very understanding.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that has been particularly difficult, but there are times.
Yeah.
That is definitely true. Oh, this is a fun one to end on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's your favorite part about being married?
Oh my gosh. Do you want to go first? Do we know? Should we just say it?
No.
No?
I would say
should I answer for both of us? I think we know what the best part about being married is. That's my answer.
I would say we didn't live together before we were married, and we can talk about that decision more in a future video, but I'm thankful that we waited till we were married before we lived together. But I think that it's just really nice waking up with you each morning. And honestly, I remember one of the first few nights we'd been married, I like got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I just got so giddy when I walked back in my room and you were laying there, and I was like, I get to cuddle this guy, and I was like, that's so fun that I get to go to sleep next to you every night and wake up to you every morning, and I don't know, I think that's my favorite part, because I mean, that's super special. We've been so lucky, like, to have conversations with people that are young and dating or young and engaged or thinking about getting engaged. And it's such a fun thing to talk about with people because, like we said, like, there's not a lot of positive light shown on young marriage. They're kind of, like, viewed as being naive in a way or, you know, jumping the gun or something like that. But I do believe that you can make a wise decision to get married while you're still young and a thoughtful decision. And one that will last.
Oh, yeah.
And not regret it.
Yeah.
I was told that
cool.
you might regret it.
Well, hit that like button, subscribe. We got more content coming your way. So thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. See ya.